It was a horrific scene here in Brooklyn yesterday morning. At the height of the morning commute, a subway train pulls into this 36th Street station. Smoke fills the train, and then at least 33 gunshots rang out, leaving dozens of people on that train injured and bleeding. As you might imagine, those panicked commuters then rushing out of the train, many of them children on their way to school. The suspected gunman who opened fire on a packed New York City subway is on the run after unleashing chaos and panic on Monday's morning rush hour. The suspect was spotted wearing a green construction vest and gray hoodie and mumbling to himself, according to police. Then minutes before 8:30 a.m., putting on a gas mask and setting off 2 smoke grenades, then allegedly opening fire on the train packed with Manhattan-bound commuters.
He then fired that weapon at least 33 times.
The NYPD now searching for 62-year-old Frank R. James as a person of interest in the investigation. Police say no officers were positioned inside that station and none of the cameras were working. But passengers' phones captured an image of the suspect and the moment the moving crime scene pulled into the station. Smoke and panicked and wounded people pouring out of the open doors.
I saw a lot of people coming out of the train station. One of them was injured. She was shot right in her leg. She was bleeding all over.
29 victims were treated at the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, including 10 with gunshot wounds. Officials say extended magazines were found amid the chaos, and that without that jam, the carnage could have been much worse.
Clearly, this individual boarded the train and was intent on violence.
Now, in at least 3 different cities, police and federal investigators swarming addresses linked to the person of interest, including a former home in Wisconsin, and possibly this U-Haul rental office in Pennsylvania, where James may have rented the truck he's seen driving in this video, posted to his YouTube account hours before the first shots rang out.
I am driving because I started my trip early.
Prior to the shooting, authorities say James posted several incendiary videos to YouTube, including one saying, "I'm 62 now, full of hate, full of anger, full of bitterness." Investigators say that U-Haul later found abandoned on the side of a Brooklyn highway near the station where the shooter boarded that train and rode for 8 stops before the attack began.
President Biden suddenly calling Russia's actions in the country a genocide. That's a serious allegation, and it was made while delivering remarks on the U.S. economy.
Your family budget, your ability to fill up your tank, none of it should hinge on whether a dictator declares war and commits genocide half a world away.
After his speech, he doubled down, but argued it was just his opinion.
It has become clearer and clearer that Putin is just trying to wipe out the idea of even being able to be a Ukrainian.
The Russian leader has dismissed all allegations of war crimes and says talks with Ukraine have hit a dead end. He seems committed to his plan for the East and says they'll continue until the initial goals are fully achieved. New satellite photos show large deployments of Russian troops and military equipment just across the border, bearing down on the Donbass.